this is amazing. Right, we've got the 07 out today, and today we're going to do a video on why I'm selling my 07, and also why you should buy an 07, because obviously at some point I thought an 07 would be quite cool to have, but I do love this bike, and I kind of am sad I'm selling her. So we're going to do a bit of a pros and a cons list. We'll start off with the cons. Or should we start with the pros? Should we start with the pros or the cons? I feel like we should start with the cons first, to get the bad stuff out of the way, and then we can focus on all the good stuff about this bike. I'm trying to think of everything I wanted to say. There isn't a lot of cons, but for me right now, with everything I'm doing with my life, and I'm currently doing a series on learning how to wheelie my supermoto. If you haven't seen that, go check it out. We'll start off with our first con right here, which is the fact that this bike goes through fuel like there is no tomorrow. What do we want? We want a pay at kiosk. Excuse me. Am I gonna fit there? There was a period of time I was dailying this bike when I didn't have my car license, and I was fueling her out, I think, every 3 days. And it's about £15-16 each time, so it started to add up after a while. We're not gonna put a hell of a lot in. I mean, look at how it does feel amazing to walk out of a fuel station and see this bike sitting outside for me. I absolutely love this moment. Oh, every time. That's our first con about this bike, how much fuel she goes through. Kind of links in with the second con, which is just how expensive they are. This is a 2014 MT07, and it cost me $280, I think, to tax for a year, which is pretty expensive. Like, my car doesn't even cost that much. Oh, I see country roads. Okay. That takes us to our third con about this bike, which is how heavy they are. Now, obviously, I have the crash cage on my bike, which obviously will make it a little bit more heavy than they originally are. But I'm not going to say for a girl, because there's a lot of girls out there that are a lot stronger than I am. But personally, I struggle with how heavy this bike is. A lot of the times I've dropped this, it's generally just because it's heavy and I haven't been able to save myself when falling. Before I got this bike, I was actually on an MT125, and I'd had an MT125 before that as well. So this was and is my first bigger bike. This is the first bike I've had that's over a 125cc. And I've loved it. I've loved every second of having this bike because she's fast, she looks amazing, and she sounds fucking amazing. But when I saw this bike up for sale, the main thing that made me want it was the crash cage. Because I really want to stunt. It's a whole world that I've always watched online, and I've always seen people do it, and I've always wanted to do it. But because I was stuck on a 125, I was never going to be able to go anywhere with that. So when I saw this bike, I was like, yes, we're going to start stunting. I'm going to be a stunning queen. I'm going to be amazing at stunting. I took it down to the strip, and I fucking hated it. I hated trying to stunt this. I hated the idea of trying to wheelie this. If I'm being completely honest, the weight and the power of the bike made me very scared of trying to wheelie it. I felt so out of control with this bike. So for me, starting as a learner, I didn't want to do it. That was the plan, and I got the bike and I tried to do it, and I actually hated it. Oh, we're at the deer park. Oh, I want to see if we can see any deers. Oh, I don't think we're going to see any little deers today. I think they've all run away. This would be a sick place to do wheelies. Just imagine. Is that another MT? I don't know if that was. Woo! So since I've bought my supermoto, I have not been using this bike. She has been sitting in my garage, literally collecting dust. We're gonna see if we can find somewhere to pull over so I can do a little walkabout on the bike and show you what she's got. She's pretty cool. Great place to stop though, isn't it? We're gonna do a little walkabout with this bike because she's got some amazing additions to her. We've got Crazy Iron Crash Cage, which I love, and I think the red's sick and it like pops out a lot. It's also got upgraded front forks. Now, I didn't actually do any of this to this bike. I brought it like this already. So someone obviously brought this 07 and decided to stunt it and just upgraded the shit out of it and made it the most elite stunt bike. It's also got a full Aquapovic exhaust system. I don't know if I said that right. Aquapovic? I don't know if that's how you say it. And I tell you what, it is a very loud bike. The pops and bangs I get on this bike are really amazing. And every time I go through tunnels, you know I'm revving the shit out of it. And of course, it wouldn't be a stunt bike without a flip plate. But you know, standard for stunt bikes. It's got an integrated tail light, which is something that I didn't realize it had. And I absolutely loved. I think it looks amazing. But this bike is amazing and I wish I could keep it. But now I've got the Supermoto and I'm actually learning how to stunt. I feel like I'm just wasting her. And I just feel like someone who is looking to stunt and wants to stunt an 07 might find this bike and have an amazing time. Because it is built to stunt. Everything about this bike is just, they want to stunt. Oh, the best bit. Yoo-hoo! It makes me so happy every time. But some of the things I absolutely love about this bike is firstly, obviously how loud it is. It is a very loud bike and I love it. And I used to have a 125 with a shitty little exhaust on it. So I've always been one of those people that loves loud bikes. I love the torque of this bike. Obviously MT07s are known for how torquey they are, which is what makes them really good for stunting. But it's like, it took me a minute. It did take me a minute to fully understand this bike when I first got it, and there was a couple of times the bike would go and I would go backwards, so that was fun times. And I do love how, because there's so many 07s out there, if you do break them, you can find parts for them very easy. But they are definitely stunting bikes. They're very easy to stunt, which is why a lot of people that stunt get 07s, because they're so easy and they're so fun to stunt. But just personally for me, I did not enjoy trying to stunt this bike. And it was my fault. I went on a Supermoto and I got the Supermoto itch. And now I'm a Supermoto rider. But they do feel very like sturdy, very safe. Like they're very, I don't know, they are really enjoyable to ride. There hasn't been one day I've gotten on this bike and haven't enjoyed actually physically riding it. They're fun to ride, they're responsive. And of course, being a female on an 07, it was pretty amazing. Kind of get off the bike, take my helmet off, people realise you're a girl. That feeling was pretty great. But I do think, especially in the UK, if you've passed your A2 licence, I definitely think an 07 is your best bet for a first bike. For your first bigger bike. But I am definitely going to miss riding this bike because it is great. And I brought this going into winter and I haven't actually got to experience summer with this bike, which is something I was really looking forward to. I have to sell it. It's just sitting in my garage right now and I want to give someone else summer to enjoy this bike. The only thing I will say is obviously the Supermotos compared to this, I'm going to miss out on that speed and that like power that I have. I've taken a change and I want to stunt and I want to do it on a Supermoto. Woo! That is another thing I have found with this bike is that leaning it. It's so easy to lean. Like cornering these bikes are actually, it feels nice, it feels smooth. I hope you enjoyed the video about why I'm selling my 07. I am planning on posting a lot more content, either Supermoto or 07 before she gets sold. So keep an eye out for all my new content.